everybody. Wait till the truck goes by. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. It is Wednesday, June 8th. I know you can't see much of me. I am trying to plant my flowers. I'm doing this by myself. I've got a row of pansies in and I'm working on a row of snapdragons right now. It is 4:10 and I have to pick my daughter up from work at 5 o'clock. I'm not going to get all this done myself today, but I got to get some of this done because my plants have been sitting on my deck for 2 weeks. So, I think I better get started. Oh my goodness, my knees are going to hate me. I have no tools. My little gardening shovel that I usually use year after year is missing. I have no helpers. Both other people in my family that live here are at work. So I'm on my own. My knees are angry at me already for this. So this is only the first 2 rows I'm working on right now. Just some snapdragons and some pansies. I still have begonias and marigolds and some other thing. And of course a lot of impatiens that have to be put in. I'm trying to reach this other tray. Whatever these guys are. These little guys to go into. These are celosia. Celosia, they say on the tag. Ice cream orange. So yeah, it's 4:10, 4:11 right now. I'll be picking Rachel up from work at 5. Then I got to get home, put supper in the oven, head to prayer meeting for 7 o'clock, and maybe I'll get some more of this done tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. I only worked at the school today. I don't have Sobeys today. I just finished 4 straight days in a row at Sobeys. I'm currently on an 11-day stretch of working one or both jobs every single day. So just worked the school today. I have today and tomorrow off Sobeys. And big news there at Sobeys is, as far as my grocery hauls, is that they announced today that they are no longer going to be an Air Miles sponsor in a little while. So, because I do my Air Miles cash, and that's the primary place I get them, I'll probably be taking the $50 or $60 worth Air Miles cash I have and redeeming it soon on groceries. Because they're not going to be continuing. I'm not sure when the program changes over. It'll be changing over to Scene, which is to do with Cineplex movies. So, at some point, I'm not going to get all this done. There is not a chance. Anyway, I will turn you around in a little bit and show you how much I got done once I get these. If I get these 2 rows done, there's some perennials in the very back that you're looking at right here, like some lilies. And then I'm doing like rows of snapdragons and pansies. If I get that much done before I have to pick her up from work, I'll be happy with that for today. I would have liked to have done more, but I just wanted to get this much, get at least started, because I bought all my plants a few weeks ago, all my annuals, and they've been sitting on my patio table on my deck for the better part of 2, if not 3 weeks. I just haven't been able to get them in the ground because we've had a couple of late frosts. We've had a terribly long winter, and spring has been basically a no-show. It's finally nice now, but yeah, anyway, I know you can't see much of me, which is probably just as well. Here, I'll show you. I'm filthy. I'm literally sitting in my flower bed. I'm covered in dirt. And I don't really care, because I'm actually enjoying this. If I didn't have to pick Rachel up at 5 o'clock, I would just sit here and just take my time and putz away at this. That way my knees wouldn't hurt so much either. And just sit here, because it's not crazy hot. Like sometimes, some years when I've planted, it's been stupid hot outside. This isn't a bad day. It's probably in the mid-20s Celsius, which, like maybe 22, 23, which is beautiful, but it's not scorching hot, and there's no humidity. So if I didn't have to go somewhere and pick her up, I would probably just sit here and take my time and just putter along and say, forget about picking the kid up, and forget about cooking supper, and forget about prayer meeting, and just sit here until sundown. Okay, see, this one just kind of broke off. There's still roots there. I can't find the camera on this. There's still roots, but it's not as much. Half the soil stayed in the flat, but that's fine. I'll just throw it in with other plants. These guys are snapdragons that I'm working on right now. Probably make another little row somewhere. I don't even know where all I have planted yet. Okay, I've planted those. All right. Okay, I'll be back in a while. Alright, here is the progress thus far. It is 4:40 in the afternoon right now. I've only done 2 rows. I did a row of pansies. You can see I've got some perennials in the back row there, some lilies. I did a row of pansies, a row of snapdragons. The snapdragons mostly aren't flowering yet, but that's okay. And this over here is just a bunch of weeds in the gravel and stuff. I really wish that was gone, but whatever. And this is one of my perennials on the end, a bleeding heart. So I've got 2 rows done. I've got a lot more to do. I've got a lot of flowers and stuff on the deck still to go. I'll show you what's left. Ouch, I just stepped on a rock. I'm barefoot at the moment. 2 tables full of stuff to go yet. I've got a table there. See, this white umbrella needs to go. It's full of holes from sitting in the shed. I think some mice got in the shed and put a bunch of holes in it. I think you can see them on the left side of the umbrella. It needs to go. That floral umbrella that's leaning over there will go in its place. I'm trying to get rid of that umbrella because it's just, there's no repairing it. But you can see that table is full. It's got flowers and garden plants on it. And the other table as well. This one has my pumpkin and my cucumber. And tomato plants are over there. Lots of impatiens waiting to go in. These little guys here, they were flowering and I brought them over from the greenhouse. Right now they are not, because I think the heat, it was pretty warm there. Funny thing is we've been completely waterlogged here and now they've kind of dried out. So now I just gave them a really good drink. You can see the table's all wet and so is the ground. So that should bring some more blooms on these guys, bring them back. They're not dead. You can see there's more blossoms coming. Just need to bring them back to life, revive them a bit. Some of my pansies before were a little rough too, but I gave them a good drink and they came back. So got, I forget what all kinds these are, but yeah, there's that one. Lots of colorful stuff. Got some marigolds over here. These all still need to go in. What I think I'll probably do tomorrow is maybe do a row of marigolds mixed with these colorful ones, and then maybe in front of that I'll do a mixture of begonias and impatiens. I got some begonias over here. I still have this flower pot here. I think this is something in it from last year. I don't know what that was. Probably an annual. I'll take that out. Put something in its place. Probably some begonias or impatiens. Those can also have some annuals in there. And then this flower pot on the ground also needs some annuals in it. So that's about the extent of my flower pots. Although I thought I had one more large one that matches one that's on my steps currently. And those guys, the ones that are on my steps, are dried out. When I get home from prayer meeting tonight, I need to give them a drink. They're pretty dry. Here's my tomatoes. This is what's left of that one flat that I didn't finish planting. I have 1 6-pack of pansies there. I'm thinking I might put them in a planter, maybe with they're purple, so maybe I'll put them in a planter with some purplish type impatiens or some white ones or something. And I might put some marigolds in a planter too, maybe with some of these little orange fellows around them, maybe, or maybe some white impatiens. Or maybe with the more yellowy orange marigolds, maybe I'll put that one little yellow plant in with it. Don't know. I got ideas. So anyway, that's it for now. It is I don't even know what it is, probably 4:40, 4:45. I need to wash up a bit, go get my kid from work, come home, cook supper. I don't know if I'll make anything on the side. I probably should make potatoes or rice or something, but I don't know how much time I really have. Freshen up and head to prayer meeting, and then I might actually go get my groceries tonight because the ow, it's Wednesday. I think I might just give myself a splinter in my big toe. I think tonight, being Wednesday, is the last day of my PC Optimum offers for the week. And so come 9:30 tonight, I'll be seeing a preview of tomorrow's offers. So I might go grab some stuff tonight that I know are on my offers currently and hold off until like 9:30 and make sure I'm not grabbing stuff that's coming up on tomorrow's offers. You know how I usually go. If you follow my grocery hauls, you know that's how I usually tend to do things. So, and then tomorrow, work at the school and and I'll be volunteering at the mission tomorrow night, but in between 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock I could get back out here and do some more planting with any luck. Alright, so that's it for now. I'll show you what I'm up to tomorrow when I resume planting. Hi guys, it's been a few days, probably a week now since I was filming the other day about planting, because we've had a lot of rain again and busy work days for me, so I haven't really been able to continue my planting. And so I came outside now. My daughter's on a Zoom appointment inside the house, so I came outside to work on finishing my flower pots and see about getting the rest of my flower bed in. And as I was working away here on the deck trying to get some of these flowers done, I saw this little guy in the grass. And thankfully he's not bothering anything in the backyard. I haven't really planted anything in the backyard. This is a flat of impatiens I haven't done yet. And there's more there that have to go in, but I just decided I didn't want to disturb this little guy. He's not bothering any flowers or anything, so I just thought I would take a moment and enjoy watching him. There's a couple of empty flats there I have to take over to the recycle bin. This is a big tree branch that came down in the front yard over our driveway during a rainstorm a few weeks ago. That has to be cleared off. that big ginormous thing over there beside the shed, that was a raspberry bush once upon a time that I planted that just took off. It's gotten that tall. It's hiding that birdhouse that's up there. I don't even know if anything goes in or out of that birdhouse. We haven't cleaned it out in a long, long time. I don't really see anything coming or going from it. But that's my rhubarb. And then that whole area over there, other than the rhubarb, I have a gooseberry plant kind of in behind there. And I just need to, it needs to be weeded out yet desperately so I can get the rest of my vegetables in. But in the meantime, everything's nice and green and lush now because of all the rain we've had, at least. And there's this little guy. I'd rather he be back here eating the grass than being around the front eating in my flower bed, munching on the flowers I've planted. Thankfully, he's not doing that. And then I have a little bird bath there, and I've got a bird feeder hanging. As you can see, probably none of the trees here really have low enough hanging branches for me to put a bird feeder from, so that's why I just kind of got the freestanding pole to hang it from. But yeah, this is a bit of an eyesore here because of all those branches. Those have to go. And in the back I planted 4. I don't know how many you can see, but you can see like 1, 2, and then there's like a 3rd and a 4th one. Those are like lilac bushes back there. I planted them 2 years ago. They actually have gotten a little bit of height the last couple of years. Well, that second one, where is it? The first one's getting pretty tall. The second one, slightly different variety of lilac, but still lilac. It's not very tall yet. Yes, I'm getting dirty fingers. But yeah, that one's not as tall as the one there and the one on the other side. We kind of alternated them. But anyways, there's lots of weeds going on. That's all weeds right over there. And then this is my rhubarb. That's growing really, really well. That is huge. And yeah, it's going to be really hot here this weekend, like in the 30s Celsius or close to 40 Celsius with humidity. We live on the Canadian prairies, so there really shouldn't be humidity, but yet here we are. That's our central air conditioning unit there. It's not working at the moment. Actually, well, it does work, but actually we have a furnace repairman coming tomorrow because nothing is working currently, but the furnace fan is running continuously and we can't get air conditioning or heat. So because we're heading into a bit of a heat wave this weekend, thankfully the guy's coming tomorrow to fix everything. Hopefully he'll get here tomorrow morning before I have to go to work and get that done. And because we're going to need the air conditioning this weekend. And that's our little fire pit, although the top, as you can see, is kind of rusted out. But yeah, this little guy's just happy. He likes to kind of come and go from underneath our deck. There's a little hole under the deck. He comes and goes. I'm surprised he's being this tame with me, being this close. But as you can see, he's keeping a real close eye on me. So I do have a good bit more planting to do. I've got about 2 small flower pots and 1 bigger one to do. And then the rest will be going in my flower bed out front. And then the vegetables over on the table there, those have to go in the little garden over here with the rhubarb, but that area needs to be weeded. So, but there are also some kind of questionable looking clouds moving in. So we'll see how much I can get done before it starts to rain again. I hope it doesn't rain anymore. Everything's pretty waterlogged. But over here are some blue skies with white clouds. So I don't know. I'll see if I can get some done. I probably shouldn't procrastinate. I should probably stop filming and just go plant before it does rain. Oh, and we lost track of the bunny. I wonder if he went under the deck. He might have, taking advantage of the fact that my back is turned. Anyway. Okay, I'm not nearly as filthy as I was 5 minutes ago because I washed all the stuff off my arms and hands. I was just black. I've got a row of impatiens done. I'm just waiting for my helper. I actually have help today a little bit to get out here with the hoe and dig another row of soil back here. It makes it a lot easier for me to just drop the flowers in. My daughter's out here helping too, but she decided that it would be a grand idea to bring some of the birds out. So Percy, that's the one who's up here cocking his head, and he's the one ranting away. Those are our conures. They're babbling and ranting away in the background. So she's managed to take a bunch of the flats except for that one over there. At my request, I had that one left still intact, but the rest have all been pulled out and separated. They're all 6-pack, so I had her separate them. So all these whites, mostly all pinks. I might get her to pull, we don't have a lot of reds, but I have a little red right at the end of that one there. I might get her to pull those ones out just because I'd like to throw a couple of red ones in, and I don't have very many. I had like an orangey one there and another orangey one in that flat and a red, but that's about it. So I might just get her to take those ones out too, because most of the rest are pink and white. So my plan is to take all these this next row here. Hopefully that'll probably be more than enough to make one more row. And then if I can do one full row out of that, possibly it might even be a row and a half, I don't know. And then I'll take my begonias and put those in the very front, and then see whatever else I have left to put in, some planters or something. But very colorful. I don't really have a color theme of like all red and white for Canada, or all pink. And my color theme is all colors. I like a variety of colors, of an assortment, kind of a rainbow of colors. You can see I've got purple pansies back there, a couple different shades of purple, like the lighter ones, the darker. And I've got the marigolds here. Some of them are more yellow, some of them are more dark red. And yeah, and lots of stuff to clean up after. Here's my conures. Yeah, there they are. They're not sure what to think of being outside. Alright, this is the progress. It is now 3:58. I can barely read my watch because it's all dirty. Yeah. I've got most of my impatiens planted. Like 2 to 3 rows. 3 rows? I think I did 3 rows of them. 2? I don't even know anymore. An assortment of colors. Finally found my shovel. I'm a little too late for that. Yeah. I've got, I think, no, 2 full rows of impatiens. I don't even know anymore. I'm lost. You can see the marigolds. And then, yeah, part of a row. I guess, yeah, better part of 2 rows, maybe 2.5. And then that little orange one there in the back left corner. I've got 2 each purple and white impatiens left over. I have a flower pot on the deck that needs soil. And I'll probably put those 2 white and 2 purple impatiens in there. I could actually put something right there in that little corner if I wanted to. Hadn't thought of that. And what I'm going to do is this front row here that's still open, that's going to be where my flat of begonias goes. So here's where things sit. Those 4 petunia, or 4 impatiens, are going to go in that little pink and white, pink and ivory flower pot. And oh, I still got a couple pansies here. Okay, forgot about those. That yellow one, this yellow one could probably go in this flower pot with these other yellow flowers. That would probably look really nice. Or I could put in the side of that flower bed. There's 2 things of pansies right here. We got a purple and a yellow. So these begonias are going to go in the front. That's not a full flat. A full flat would be 36 flowers. I've taken a couple out to put in a flower pot already. So I've got a few less than a flat. And then there's not... Excuse me. Okay, right kind of back where we were earlier here. This is the pumpkin plant. This is looking... this one here, part of it is not looking... That leaf is looking a little questionable. The plant itself doesn't look bad though. So once we get that garden area weeded, we can get that in. And then my cucumber... And this other flat over here is all vegetables to go in there too. They still look okay. Tomato plants, peppers, whatnot. Got some other flowers in this flat too that also need to go in. This one, these little pink ones, some yellow ones. I did take that light yellow pansy and put it in this flower pot with this other yellow flower I got going. I forget what kind this is. I'd have to find the tag. But yeah, put the little yellow pansy in there. And I did take the little light purple pansy and put that in the side of the flower bed. So then, my plan at this point is to put the purple and the white in that flower pot once I get some soil in there. I think that will be nice. There's 4 plants. And then a row of begonias in the front of the flower bed. And then whatever, I don't know, unless I get either another flower pot or find a spot in the flower bed, I'll put those other yellow ones and those other pink ones either somewhere in the flower bed too, or else in a flower pot if I have to get another one somewhere. This one here that's a pink. I think these are verbenas. Yeah, I took the 2 orange ones and planted them already, but I'll show you. This is the where I put the little purple pansy just on the side. That little gap, because I planted those orange ones, an orange one there and one on that side and one on the other end. Same thing. And I took the little purple pansy and just added it there too, just to fill that spot in. Now I do also have a couple of decorations that can go in there. I do have a little bunny with a wind chime that can sit somewhere. Probably won't go in the flower bed, it'll probably be on the stairs. And my 2 Saskatchewan Rough Rider garden stakes will go kind of in the back row somewhere too. I'll have to get those out yet. But look, there's a nice assortment of color happening here. I think it looks rather nice. Even though I do have lots of colorful petals laying on the ground too at the moment. It's a bit like a greenhouse exploded, all these little petals that fell, but it's okay. So that's probably as far as we're gonna go right now because it's 4:09. Drive my daughter to work at 4:30. Then I need to shower and leave for the mission around 6 o'clock, 6:15. And then tomorrow morning we got the furnace guy coming to repair the furnace. And then I have to work 2 to 7 tomorrow night. So probably on Saturday when I have a day off, even though it'll be a hot day, that'll probably be the day that we get the begonias planted. And then that will be the end of the plant. Well, not the end of the planting. Hopefully if my husband also weeds the garden on Saturday, hopefully I can get that planted this weekend too. So anyway, that's it for right now. All right, it is now Sunday, June 19th, Father's Day. I'm gonna wrap up this planting video. It is 36 degrees Celsius, 41 or 45, something like that with the Humidex, which 36, whatever it was when I looked like an hour ago, it was the equivalent to like 95 or 96 Celsius, or 95 or 96 Fahrenheit. So I've been out here for a couple hours this afternoon trying to get this finished. I got my last row in, begonias. I've got like 3 or 4 small flowers on my table that I ran out of flower bed space for, and I ran out of flower pots, so I'm gonna have to get a couple more flower pots. Put these guys over here. When I got that one in the back, that one was much more flowered than it is now, and I can see it's pretty dry. I'm gonna have to give them a watering tonight. So I had to kind of deadhead that back one because it was full of beautiful flowers and I got it, but it's kind of, some of them have kind of died off a bit. So I got some marigolds here, some impatiens with another little guy in the middle there. These ones. That one also was full of bright red and orange flowers when I got it, but it too kind of died off. They had to kind of deadhead, but you can see there's some more buds coming on it, so it's coming back. Like some red begonias, pink begonias, some impatiens in the back. See, this little guy here is a snail, and that one's a little bicycle. And then I've got one over here. I forgot to take the tag out of it. It's not flowering right now, but you can see by the picture on the tag what it's supposed to look like. Got my little bunny with the wind chimes. This one also, it's getting more yellow blooms back again, but it also too had dried out after I first got it. So it's looking better now. And then same here. And I got a little bucket with flamingos on it. I've used that as a planter. I used it last summer and it's already pretty sun bleached. It was much brighter last year than it is now. Got some impatiens and pansies in there, and yes, the soil is very dry and that it's going to need to be watered tonight. So here we go, back corner there, that is my bleeding heart. You can see the pink flowers on it. And then I've got various lilies and stuff planted in the back too. Those are perennials. Everything else though is annuals. We've got marigolds, multiple colors of impatiens, begonias here in the front row, lots of lilies in the back, and 2 little frogs. Those are Saskatchewan Roughriders frogs. I don't know if you can see the logo on his jersey there or not. One on this side too. I live in Manitoba, Canada, but I'm from one province west of here, which is Saskatchewan. So, oh, some of my snapdragons are finally flowering. They weren't flowering when I first brought them home from the nursery, but now they are. A yellow and a pink, kind of a reddy pink one back there. So they're coming along. And none of my lilies have bloomed yet, but they should soon. So that's where things are, my flowers. And then over there, way over there, is a peony that was, this was a perennial that was in the yard ever since we got here. So somebody who lived here previous to us planted it. That's a peony. That should be blooming in a few weeks, I would imagine. It's always does sometime in June. Everything's a bit late this year. And then this is what I still have left. I've got 2 purple and 2 white impatiens on the table that need a flower pot. And a couple, I'm pretty much out of space in my flower bed. So I might just have to go to Dollarama and get a couple small flower pots to put these guys in. And then I finally got the garden done. I had a raspberry patch, a small little raspberry plant planted in this back corner here a few years ago. It got dwarfed by this tree that grew up in here and took over. So we had to cut that back. I'd like to take it out entirely, but so somewhere in there might still be some raspberry plant, but Might not be much left of it. So anyway, the rhubarb is going crazy, as you can see. And I got 2 rows of peppers, red peppers and green peppers. I did have a large Marge pumpkin plant that I bought. I was going to plant too. You can see this is not a very big flower, very big garden area. But sadly, when I went to plant it today, Marge snapped off at the base. So Marge is no longer with us. Marge is not going to be planted. She broke. So anyway, and then these little decorations were gifts from a coworker of mine who sadly passed away of brain cancer a year ago. But she knows I like birds, so she gave me those. And we have 4 rows of tomato plants. Where did I put my cucumber plant? Huh. I planted it somewhere. Oh yeah, it's on the side over there. I was like, it's so hot out here, I'm melting. I've already showered a second time today. I want to get this film to be done with it at this point. So I got 4 rows of tomatoes. I've got, this one here is Manitoba tomatoes, and then Big Beef, and then sweet cherry, or sweet 100 cherry, is that what it says? Yeah, I think so. Ooh. Sweet 100 cherry. And then this one here is Super Fantastic. So 3 varieties of average size or large tomatoes and 1 row of cherry. And that's about it for the garden, except here are my lilac bushes I planted a couple years ago. They have grown tall. I think I planted 2 each of 2 different varieties. That's why you can see this one and this one are both tall, like, and the one in between and one down there are shorter. Those 2 are the same variety. So this one here and this one are the same variety. This one and the one on the end are the same variety. And these 2 shorter varieties are actually blooming. And I love lilacs. I love the scent of them. The sad part is they have a very, very short season every year. Beautiful fragrance, but they don't last long, more than a couple weeks. But they've grown up quite a bit in the last 2 years or so since I planted them. So anyways, and then that is, I really, really want my husband to take the Christmas lights down. They're drooping anyway. Half the clips have fallen off, and it just looks silly to me having Christmas lights up in the summer months, but what can I do? Anyway, that is my bird feeder and my bird bath over there, and the deck area, and lots of weeds over here and stuff. Just the branches and stuff from the tree that got cut down over here, like that tree thing that was taken over the garden are in there. That's a real mess. That needs to all be cleaned up. And even though the grass was mowed in the last week, we had a good rain a couple days ago and it's been so hot, everything is growing quickly again. So we're gonna need to mow again soon too. Anyways, so that is my garden and flower planting adventure for 2022. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you are new, and give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. I'm going back into the house, into the air conditioning, because it is sweltering out here. So I hope you guys have all had a great weekend and have a good week ahead and are staying cool, because that's what I'm going to try to do right now. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next time.